HPE6-A73 dumps are newly updated to pass Aruba Certified Switching Professional exam. 1. A network has two AOSCX switches connected to two different service providers. The administrator is concerned about bandwidth consumption on the service provider links and learned that the service providers were using the company as a transit as. Which feature should the administrator implement to prevent this situation? A. Configure route maps and apply them to BGP. B. Configure the two switches as route reflectors. C. Configure a classifier policy to disable MED. D. Configure bidirectional forwarding detection on both switches. Answer: A. 2. A company has an existing wireless solution involving Aruba APs and mobility controllers running 8.4 code. The solution leverages a third-party AAA solution. The company is replacing existing access switches with AOSCX-6300 and 6400 switches. The company wants to leverage the same security and firewall policies for both wired and wireless traffic. Which solution should the company implement? A. Radius dynamic authorization. B. Downloadable user roles. C. IPsec. D. User-based tunneling. Answer: D. 3. An administrator will be replacing a campus switching infrastructure with AOSCX switches that support VSX capabilities. The campus involves a core, as well as multiple access layers. Which feature should the administrator implement to allow both VSX-capable core switches to process traffic sent to the default gateway in the campus VLANs? A. VRF. B. VRRP. C. IP helper. D. Active gateway. Answer: D. 4. What is a best practice concerning voice traffic and dynamic segmentation on AOSCX switches? A. Controller authentication and user-based tunneling of the voice traffic. B. Switch authentication and user-based tunneling of the voice traffic. C. Controller authentication and port-based tunneling of the voice traffic. D. Switch authentication and local forwarding of the voice traffic. Answer: D. 5. What is correct regarding the tunneling of user traffic between AOSCX switches and Aruba mobility controllers, MCs? A. Uses IPsec to protect the management and data traffic. B. Uses IPsec to protect the management traffic. C. Supports only port-based tunneling. D. Uses the same management protocol as Aruba APs. Answer: D. 6. A network engineer is setting up BGP on AOSCX switches. The engineer is establishing two different eBGP peerings to two different service providers. The engineer has dozens of contiguous C-class public networks that need to be advertised to the two service providers. The engineer manually defines the networks to be advertised individually with the network command. How can an administrator advertise only a summarized route to the two service providers? A. Create a summarized static route and redistribute this into OSPR. B. Summarize the networks with the aggregate address, BGP command. C. Enable auto-summarization in the IPv4 address family of the BGP configuration. D. Create a summarized route in OSPF. Answer: B. 7. A network administrator is implementing a configuration plan in NetEdit. The administrator used NetEdit to push the configuration plan to the switch. Which option in the NetEdit planning section should the administrator select to save the configuration running on the switch to the startup config? A. Edit. B. Validate. C. Commit. D. Deploy. Answer: C. 8. An administrator wants to implement dynamic segmentation policies. The network consists of AOSCX and Aruba gateways. Which type of forwarding should the administrator implement for users that already connect via wireless, but will also be connecting on Ethernet switch ports? A. User-based tunneling, UBT. B. Port-based tunneling, PBT. C. Switch-to-switch tunneling, SST. D. Local switching. Answer: A. 9. An administrator wants to use an existing Aruba gateway's firewall policies to filter both wireless and wired traffic. Which AOSCX switch feature should a customer implement to ensure the gateway applies the same or similar firewall policies to users' wired and wireless traffic? A. GRE tunneling. B. User-based tunneling. C. Port-based tunneling. D. IPsec tunneling. Answer: A. 10. An administrator is concerned about the security of the control plane connection between an AOSCX switch and an Aruba Mobility Controller, MC, when implementing user-based tunneling. How should the administrator protect this traffic? A. IPsec with a digital certificate. B. GRE with a pre-shared key. C. POPI with an MD5 pre-shared key. D. IPsec with a pre-shared key. Answer: C.